Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know, I've seen a lot of budget gaming desktops that promise smooth 1080p performance, but end up throttling after 10 minutes of gameplay, or looking like they were assembled in someone's garage. So when MSI sent over the Codex R2 with an RTX 5060 inside, I had to see if it actually keeps its cool under pressure. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First thing I noticed is how clean the build looks. Most pre-builts in this price range cram everything into a tiny case with zero airflow, but MSI actually gave the Codex R2 a straightforward layout with a mesh front panel. That alone makes a huge difference when you're running demanding titles like Cyberpunk 2077 or Alan Wake 2. The included 80+ Gold PSU is also a nice touch. No cheap no-name unit that'll fry your system after a year. Now, let's talk performance. The i5-14400F paired with 16GB of DDR5 and a 1TB NVMe SSD handles modern games without hiccups. I ran a quick benchmark in Forza Horizon 5 at 1440p Ultra and averaged around 120 FPS. Switching to Fortnite at the same settings still gave me 180 FPS, so competitive players won't feel held back. The RTX 5060 also supports DLSS 3.5, which adds another layer of smoothness when frame rates dip. I didn't have to tweak anything out of the box, just plugged in my monitor and started playing. Cooling is where most budget rigs fall apart, but the Codex R2 surprised me. MSI included a 240mm AIO in the front and a single 120mm exhaust fan in the rear. Even after an hour of stress testing with Cinebench and a few rounds of Call of Duty, the CPU stayed under 75 degrees Celsius and the GPU under 70 degrees Celsius. That's impressive for a pre-built at this price point. You won't hear the fans screaming like a jet engine either, so late-night gaming sessions won't wake up the whole house. The case also has room to grow. There's an extra 2.5-inch bay for a second SSD, and 2 more RAM slots if you ever need to upgrade. The motherboard supports up to an i7-14700K or an RTX 5070 down the line, so you're not locked into this configuration forever. Wi-Fi 6E is built in too, which means faster downloads and lower latency in online matches compared to older pre-builts that still rely on gigabit Ethernet. Aesthetics might not matter to hardcore gamers, but the ARGB fans and tempered glass side panel give the Codex R2 a premium look without going overboard. You can customize the lighting through MSI Center if you want to match your setup, or just leave it on the default rainbow wave. Of course, nothing's perfect. The included keyboard and mouse are basic office peripherals, so you'll probably want to swap those out for something more responsive. Also, the case doesn't have a ton of cable management space, so if you're the type who likes a super tidy build, you might need to do a little extra work with the zip ties. Overall, the MSI Codex R2 delivers where it counts: reliable performance, solid cooling, and room to upgrade. It's not some flashy showpiece, but it's exactly what you want from a mid-range gaming desktop: no gimmicks, just smooth gameplay. If you're in the market for a pre-built that won't break the bank or your nerves, this one's worth a serious look. Check the link below if you want to see the current price and any ongoing deals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether MSI Codex R2 Gaming Desktop, Intel Core i5-14400F, GeForce RTX 5060, 16GB DDR5, 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD, 80+ Gold PSU, Wi-Fi 6E, ARGB fan air cooling, Windows 11 Home, A14 NVL5-454 US sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like game without compromise and simplistic design actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like MSI Codex R2 Gaming Desktop, Intel Core i5-14400F, GeForce RTX 5060, 16GB DDR5, 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD, 80 plus Gold PSU, Wi-Fi 6E, ARGB fan air cooling, Windows 11 Home, A14 NVL5-454 US usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.